Let's think like a test maker when it comes to M dashes. So an M dash, that's how we spell it. And these are those long dashes in a sentence that sets off information. Now, M dashes can be used like parentheses, meaning they set out parenthetical information in between each M dash. And M dashes can also be used as a colon. They're the same, where you have an independent clause on one side, then an M dash, and then a list or an independent clause and then an M dash and then some sort of definition or clarifying information and then a period. When you're using one M dash, it comes right before the end of the sentence. When you use two M dashes is when it's in the middle of a sentence and you are setting out information as in like parenthetical information. Let me show you how that works here. All right. So we're talking M dashes. So let's have a look at this particular paragraph here. In the 90-year history of the Santa Fe Indian Market, the largest Indian art festival in the nation, the 2011 event marked the first time a basket won Best in Show. Okay. So I always say locate the independent clause. In the 90-year history of the Santa Fe Indian Market, the 2011 event marked the first time a basket won Best of Show. This portion right here, set off by those M dashes, is the parenthetical information, meaning it's extra information that you could essentially pull out and the sentence would read just fine on its own. The actual independent clause here is the 2011 event marked the first time a basket won Best of Show. That's the independent clause. This part up here is the intro clause. I'm telling you some information, but this portion here that I've kind of scratched out, that is set off properly with those two M dashes in the middle of the sentence. So A, no change, is actually correct here because it works. Now, B also has two M dashes, and here's a way to think like a test maker. If it's in the middle of a sentence, you need 1 and 2. So A right away stands out, but B, you also have two M dashes. But let me show you why that is incorrect. Where they are placed makes it so that when you remove this parenthetical information here, the sentence reads as a complete run-on and a jumbled mess. Let me show you. If I placed the M dash after festival and kept the one after nation, I could essentially remove that right there. Let's read how that works. And then this one would be gone. In the 90-year history of the Santa Fe Indian Market, the largest Indian art festival, the 2011 event marked the first time a basket won Best of Show. Notice that I've smushed all of that together and it becomes a run-on. There's no punctuation to set off any of these clauses the way it is set up this way. So B is out for that reason. It meets the criteria that you need 2 in the middle of the sentence, but it does not meet the criteria that you could extract that information and the sentence would read on its own. Now, C is incorrect for the same reason. B is incorrect. You could use commas here. These M dashes could also be commas here, setting out parenthetical information as well. So if you had commas after market and a comma after nation, that would work. But notice these commas are placed in the same spot that they're placed in B, that the M dashes are placed in B, making C incorrect because it would ruin that sentence. And then, of course, D is incorrect because you only have one comma here. They would replace this M dash here with a comma, but then this M dash would be gone and no comma, and it would read as a run-on sentence. So the only way to make this grammatically correct would be to leave the M dashes the way they are. Meets 2 criteria. 1, there are 2 M dashes in the middle of the sentence. And second, they are set in a way that makes it so we can extract that information in between the 2 M dashes and the sentence reads fine on its own. All right, let's have a look at this second one here. Now, I can see I have a comma here and I have an M dash here. Let's think like a test maker, okay? I can't mix and match. You can't do commas and then an M dash together. You're either using 2 commas to set out parenthetical information, you're using parentheses to set apart parenthetical information, or you're using two M dashes to kind of contain parenthetical information. You cannot do a comma, then the information, then the closing M dash. You can't mix and match the way you want. You got to use them both when you're using them in the middle of the sentence. So right now, no change looks like it's not great. I can look at G right away. If I'm thinking like a test maker, I would be changing that comma to an M dash, giving this M dash its rightful match. That looks good. And it's in the middle of a sentence. And now I have two. If I were thinking like a test maker, I'd go for that. And let's see if I can eliminate this information right here and the sentence reads well on its own. Let's start here. At the tower's top sat an armillary sphere that rotated in sync with the Earth, enabling precise astronomical observations. This right here is the independent clause, and it works when I take out this information. That's that crazy information used to confuse you. So G is looking like it's my correct answer. Let's just go ahead and discredit H and J here. Okay, H is telling me to put a colon here. Well, that doesn't work because then we have this M dash here. You're mixing and matching colons and M dashes. No, does not work. H is out. And J, sphere would be a comma here, which is already what we have. And that would be incorrect because no change is incorrect. So J and F are essentially the same thing. So you could have crossed that off right to begin with because you can only have one correct answer. And sphere, comma, oh, I guess they're taking out the or here. Sphere, comma would not work because you would be mixing up this M dash, mixing it in with that M dash. So G is the best answer. Remember these little tricks when it comes to M dashes on the exam.